Alright, welcome to my review on the Leatherman Core full-size multi-tool. It weighs 10.8 ounces according to the website, and comes in this black oxide coating. Now, what I'm going to talk about first is the fact that when I did receive this, it had oil on it, so some of the black oxide would come off and stain your hands. Now, once I wiped all the oil for the anti-rust coating that they put on it so it won't oxidize more on the shelf, it stopped doing that. So now I can rub all damn day and nothing will come off on my hands. Okay, I'm going to start going over the accessories that are on it. There is a large flat-bladed screwdriver. There is an awl or a leather punch, and it has a hole in there for stitching. I mean, that'd be a big damn stitch hole, but I mean, it works in a pinch. There is a medium-sized flat-bladed screwdriver. I mean, all of that stuff can be used to make holes for dowels or whatever you need to drill a hole for. There is a lanyard loop that will pop out so you can tie a lanyard to it. There is a multi-surfaced file. It has a file edge on the top. Oh, excuse me. It has a file edge on the bottom and on both sides, not the top. There is a blade that came very sharp from the factory. It has a good relief cut on there, or a back cut. It's kind of difficult to see just because the blade is black, but it came very sharp. I didn't need to do anything to it because it is just as sharp as these other knives. Now, you may get yours kind of dull, but whoever put this thing together or made that blade did a fantastic job. Okay, moving over to this side, there is a small flathead screwdriver, a bottle opener, and a Phillips bit screwdriver. Now, the cool thing about these Phillips bits is you can buy a kit for the Leathermans, and I believe all the full-size Leathermans, the Super Tool, the Wave, the Blast, come with this bit. And there is a kit that has an adapter for this, and 12, 14, or 16 other bit drivers that will go on top of this. And I believe if you get the nylon sheath, there is a pouch in the back for that. I got the leather sheath, I'll come back to that. There is a sheep's foot serrated blade, which is very cool, and a saw with 2 rows of teeth, and they only cut one way on the pullback, which is fine. I mean, a hacksaw is single directional cutting. Now, all the accessories that come out do lock via that little tab on the back. Now, it may just be because this knife is new, or this multi-tool is new, or the fact that it has the black oxide coating. But generally, you pull out one of these, and these other two, or one of them, is going to kind of come out with it. Now, the other Leathermans I've had stopped doing that after a while just because they got worn. And I'm assuming it'll be the same with this one. So, I'm not too disappointed with that. It was about $60, $55, maybe $65 after shipping. Regular pliers, needle nose. They are very well mated. I mean, you could pull a splinter out or whatever you gotta do. You could use them as tweezers. They are that precise. There is that little gap in the plier surface just because they have teeth and the tips need to meet, which I don't have a problem with. There is a regular wire cutter, a a braided wire cutter, and in back here, those little teeth that stick out, what are almost meeting right now, is the hard wire cutter, and then right below that is, right there, is the wire crimper. Now moving on to the sheath that comes with it. It's got a belt loop on the back, riveted here, and I was having an issue. I think it just rubbed some of the brass off onto the Leatherman. You can see on the leather, R through A, there is that little hook-shaped mark, and that's from the brass, from the rivets. Now, what I did to stop that was take a little bit of webbing that I'd cut off of a backpack to make the straps fit and not super long, and I glued that little piece of webbing over the rivets with super glue, and that thing is not coming off. Also, I did it on the button here that actually locks the sheath closed. I put a little piece of webbing there also, and on the bottom here you can kind of see that part that sticks out on the bottom there. That is another piece of webbing to stop it from transferring brass to the tool. It also makes it so the Leatherman just fits in there perfect. When you close this down with the tool inside there, it does not move up or down. And you can even see in the sheath where the top of the Leatherman goes. So I like the fact that it doesn't bounce around on me. Let's see here. All the blades and all the tools are 420 high carbon steel, and I believe the handles are as well. Let's see, it's got a ruler on the back like every other Leatherman, rounded edges so it doesn't hurt your hand as much as the original Leathermans do. That was my biggest complaint with those ones. I think they did a good job with the core. I bought the core just because of the fact that it didn't have a pair of scissors. I don't need scissors. If I need to cut some, I'll use a blade. Either this one, or since that thing is so dang sharp, I will use that one. I do not need a pair of scissors on a multi-tool. So, that's why I picked the core. If you do need something like that, just a total utility tool, not a camping tool, you should check out the Leatherman's other models. I think this multi-tool way outperforms all the other multi-tools I looked at in size, weight, and cost, and everything they come with. You're going to find everything on this Leatherman that you will on any other multi-tool. Now, Gerber has that sliding forward pair of pliers, and I don't like that thing because the tools are on the inside. It's just a pain in the butt. These tools are also on the inside, but that's not that big of a deal to me. I'm used to opening up the multi-tool to get at the blades or what have you. So, that's one thing they could have done better, but this works fine for me. The sheath is leather. I wanted the nylon one, but I bought this off of eBay, so I clicked the wrong frickin' one. So I got the leather sheath. I don't like the leather sheath just because it's a natural material. It will decay. It will shrink when it's wet. So you may want the leather. It's nice leather. Not too thick. Not too thin. Nice and light. It's a good sheath. I'm just not a big fan of the material. It'll serve the purpose and hold together. Alright, well, thanks for tuning in. And I am about done with this one, so keep watching.